Picture this. While you're scrolling through Instagram, admiring those pristine beach photos from Thailand, there's something the travel brochures never tell you. 10% of Thailand's population controls 75% of the country's wealth, making it one of the most unequal nations on earth. But here's what's truly shocking. This isn't some recent development. This is a carefully maintained system that's been perfected over 700 years. Welcome to Thailand's hidden world of high-so and low-so, the haves and the have-nots. And today, you're about to discover how 1% controls 80% of everything. When most people think of Thailand, they picture temples, street food, and tropical beaches. But beneath this exotic paradise lies one of the world's most rigid class systems. They call it high-so and low-so. High society, low society. Thailand's high-so entertainment crowd frequent exclusive venues like the W Bangkok's Woo Bar, where celebrities and the ultra-wealthy gather in spaces ordinary face will never enter. But this isn't just about money. This is about power, status, and a social hierarchy so entrenched that it determines everything. From where you can live, to who you can marry, to whether your children will ever escape their predetermined fate. The richest 10% of Thailand's population now earn just over half of the total national income, while the bottom half earns about 10%. These aren't just statistics. These are human lives trapped in an invisible cage. But how did a country known as the Land of Smiles create such a brutal divide? The answer takes us back centuries, to a system so powerful, so deeply rooted in Thai DNA, that even revolution couldn't destroy it. To understand modern Thailand's class system, we need to travel back to the 15th century, to the reign of King Trailakanath. He instituted Sakdina, a system of social hierarchy that assigned a numerical rank to each person depending on their status. Think of it as a social credit score, but one that determined your worth as a human being. The numbers represented the number of rai of land a person was entitled to own. Sakdina literally translates as field prestige. The king, 100,000 rai. A commoner, 20 rai. A slave, 5 rai. This wasn't just about land. This was about life itself. Under this system, common freemen or prai were subject to conscription or corvée labor, in service of the kingdom for half of the months of the year. Imagine working for the government, for free, for 6 months every year. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. Unlike in European aristocracies, Thai noble titles were not inherited, but individually granted, based on personal merit. Sounds fair, right? Wrong. Noble families could, however, present their sons to the royal household, placing them at an advantage to succeeding in those positions. The game was rigged from the start. And when European colonial powers began knocking at Thailand's door, the monarchy made a brilliant but devastating choice. Rather than be colonized, they would modernize, but keep the social hierarchy intact. King Chulalongkorn introduced reforms that ended the system, that allowed nobles to command manpower, and transformed titled nobles into paid officials under a modern civil service system. The Sakdina system officially ended, but its ghost never left. Fast forward to 1932. Revolution comes to Thailand. The absolute monarchy falls. Democracy is born. Surely this would shatter the class system, right? Think again. Since 1945, the term Sakdina has been used frequently as a critique of Thai political authority. Because even though the system was legally abolished, its spirit lived on. The new elites simply adapted. Military officers, bureaucrats, business tycoons, they carved up the spoils and created new hierarchies. As the 20th century progressed, the government bureaucracy proliferated. A growing number in the higher ranks had their origins outside the hereditary nobility, as did the upper ranks of the expanding armed forces. But here's the twist. The military and bureaucratic elites disposed of power and economic resources, the latter often in combination with those Chinese, who controlled the major business enterprises of Thailand. The faces changed, the system remained, and by the time globalization hit Thailand in the 1980s and 90s, something extraordinary happened. The old feudal hierarchy merged with modern capitalism to create something even more powerful. The birth of high-so culture. Today's Thailand is a masterclass in modern inequality. But it's not just about money anymore. It's about creating an entire parallel universe. Thai celebrity endorsements demonstrate unwavering fan loyalty, with the nation's aesthetic, focus and a unique marketing environment valuing celebrity endorsements. This isn't just marketing, this is social engineering. The 12 Thai stars signed to luxury brands generated a staggering $106 million in earned media value for their respective brands in 2023. These aren't just celebrities, they're the new nobility. World-famous actor Leonardo DiCaprio is among the celebrities who prefer Koh Samui, one of Thailand's luxury holiday destinations. When Hollywood royalty builds homes in your country, you know the transformation is complete. But while the High So elite party in Bangkok's most hip and trendy district, Thong Lor, with haunts like Greyhound and After You, millions of Thais struggle with a different reality. Students' scores from 2018 PISA reveal significantly higher learning outcomes for students from wealthier families compared to those from poorer ones. The education system itself has become a class reproduction machine. And here's the most devastating part. These inequalities reduce employment opportunities later in life for students from poorer families, constraining their prospects for upward mobility. The system is designed to keep you exactly where you were born. Think about this. In Thai society, the lower person is almost always subject to the higher person. This isn't just tradition, this is how power operates in modern Thailand. But perhaps the most shocking revelation? The numbers are getting worse. The income distribution patterns, which seem to be moving more in favor of the bottom 50% after 2001, reversed after 2019. COVID didn't just bring a health crisis. It turbocharged inequality. Thailand is ranked 26 in the world for the number of high net worth individuals, with the country's market for luxury seeing an unparalleled transformation. While the poor got poorer, the rich built their own kingdom. One Bangkok, the new mega luxury complex, marks the beginning of a new era for Thailand's luxury market, poised to become a central hub in Southeast Asia. They're literally building separate cities for the wealthy. Over 80% of One Bangkok's spaces are already leased, signaling high demand in the mid to high-end luxury market. This isn't a shopping mall. This is a fortress. And while the High So elite enjoy luxury retail scenes, bolstered by global upscale brands in Bangkok and nearly 170 five-star hotels, ordinary Thais face a crushing reality. Thailand is among the 10 most unequal countries on this planet for wealth distribution. 10 most unequal countries on Earth. So what does this mean for Thailand's future? Inequality is more than a money matter. Inequality is unethical. It crushes the basic principle that every person should have equal opportunities. These aren't just academic concerns. The lack of social and political stability, the low quality of democracy, crime, corruption. These social evils are different manifestations of structural problems that share the same root cause: inequality. Today's Thailand faces a choice. Continue down this path of extreme inequality, or confront the 700-year-old ghost that still haunts the land of smiles. Thailand has seen very little change in societal or political structure. The question is, will the next generation finally break the cycle? Or will the High So and Low So divide become so extreme that Thailand splits into two completely separate societies? Thailand has two key social structures: pre-capitalist and capitalist. Both create and reproduce different types of habitus. The old feudal mindset merged with modern capitalism hasn't created progress. It's created a monster. But here's what gives me hope. The growing awareness of inequality as a fundamental problem is encouraging. Young Thais are asking questions their parents never dared to ask. The real question isn't whether Thailand can change. The question is whether it will change before it's too late. Because in a country where 1% controls 80% of everything, and 75% of wealth is held by just 10% of the population, the math is simple. This system cannot sustain itself forever. The only question is what comes next. The next time you see those perfect Thailand vacation photos on social media, remember this story. Behind every paradise, there's always a price someone else is paying. What do you think? Can Thailand break free from 7 centuries of social hierarchy? Let me know in the comments below. And if this opened your eyes to a side of Thailand you've never seen before, hit that subscribe button, because there are stories like this hidden all around the world. Stories the tourism industry doesn't want you to know. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.